Boom. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Joe Doyle here. So today I'm here to talk to you about my new book, in particular chapter 1 of the Tradesman Survival Guide. So I'm doing these series of videos and I'm going to share with you the content that's inside my book. After all, I didn't write the book for me, I wrote it for you guys. I want this book to be on everybody's dashboard, every tradesman's dashboard, in every van, all over the country. So you'll see it for sale soon enough. Go and get it. You can go onto my website, joedoyle.ie/TSG. You can pre-order it there. We'll do a really good deal on launch day. But for now, let's dive in here. Right, chapter 1 of the book. I need to stop calling it the book, I should call it chapter 1 of the Tradesman Survival Guide. Here's a question for you. What is the purpose of your business? Now, I ask people that question all the time. What is the purpose of your business? And if I was to say to you, what is the purpose of your business? You're probably going to think about it for a second and you're probably going to say, to make money. Okay, how much money? You might think about that again for a second and you might say, to make as much money as possible. It's not the right answer, right? Okay, it's your business, you can answer it whatever way you want. But in order for you to have a clearly defined purpose for your business, it needs to have an amount and it needs to have a time frame attached. So most people have never been asked the question before, what is the purpose of your business? And it just kind of throws them off guard a little bit. So I'm going to help you out with this. Your business can be to do whatever you want it to do, and it can be to make you whatever amount of money you want it to make. You just need to make the business perform at that level. But in the absence of a clear purpose for your business, I want to help you out here. And my recommendation to yourself, this is a gift from me to you. Here is your new purpose for your business, and you need to take this purpose and adapt it as your own until you outgrow it. Is that a fair deal? The purpose of your business is to give you a clear profit of €500 per day so that you can take care of you and your family financially. Simple as that. Let me say that to you again. The purpose of your business is to give you a profit of €500 per day so you can take care of you and your family financially. Now, depending on what size business you run, depending on where your level of self-belief is, making €500 a day will be either a massive jump, a little jump, or you might think, sure, that's easy, I'm doing it already. And if you are, great. But most times when people say they're doing it already, they're actually not, and I'll talk to you about that now in a minute. So I'm out here in this little garden here. I've been pretty much locked in this place the last couple of weeks in Spain here to get the book written, and I was like, this is just so idyllic to be out here and be able to read, go through the chapters of the book with you guys. But then we've got a guy over there with an angle grinder, and a guy over here with a drill. There's a bit of building going around. So if you hear a bit of background, we'll just say that that's added effect for the Tradesman Survival Guide read through. But let's flick back. The purpose of your business is to make €500 a day. How to know if your business is making €500 a day? It's a very simple mathematical equation. I recommend people make 500 a day for a minimum of 20 days a week, which is 10 grand in the month. So if you're making 500 a day, you will be making 10 grand in the month. And if you're making 10 grand in the month, your bank balance will increase month on month €10,000, which means on Christmas of one year, you should be 120 grand up from the Christmas of the previous year. And that includes after paying your wages. Now, depending on, most of the guys that we deal with will be an owner-operator with 3 people working for them. And in most cases of the 3 people, one is either a labourer or an apprentice. So it's not 4 full-time tradesmen here, right? But it's not that difficult in this day and age for that kind of operation to make €500 clear profit a day, right? And when I start talking to people initially about going after this, I didn't tell them to go after 500 a day. I was pushing them to go after €10,000 per month, and that was like, whoa, that's such a big amount of money, €10,000 a month. I'm like, okay, well then let's break it back. €10,000 a month is too much money to go after. I think it is, Joe. Okay, well, could we go after 500 a day? I don't know. Okay, well, let's have a look. What have you got? You've got you and you've got 3 staff. Yeah, okay, so that's 4 staff members in the crew altogether. There is. Can you make a profit of €125 per man per day? So if you've got Sparks working for you, Can you, if you pay him 250 a day, can you hire him out at 375 or 400 quid? I would do. Okay, so if you're hiring him out at 400 quid a day and you're paying him 250, there's 150 fat in that. Okay, and if we replicate that by each of the other team members, your apprentice, you'll be able to charge a little bit more for. You'll be charging a lower rate, but you'll be paying them far less. So the apprentices do actually become quite profitable to the company. We would expect that you would do more work than most of the other guys because you're the king of the castle here. So you should be able to get a little bit more from yourself on a daily basis. So we're going to make 125, 125, 125, 125. That's 125 by 4 people per day. That's 500 quid. Are you supplying materials? I would do the odd time. Okay, do you make a bit of a margin on the materials? Yeah, okay. Well, if you make a margin on the materials, and let's say you're making a margin in the region of 100 quid a day or maybe even 350 quid a week, running such a small company like that, your overheads will be quite low, and the margin that you make on the materials can generally cover your overhead. So if you're pulling a margin of 350 quid a week, generally that will cover your diesel, it will cover any recce certs, any insurances and any other bits and bobs that you need there. So what happens is when we break it down and we sit in front of guys, first of all, they believe they can't do it. Okay, that's fair enough. They believe they can't do it. So we break it down into the numbers and they're like, actually, I can do it. But really what jumps out at them is that they have done it before on numerous occasions. The difficulty is they cannot do it consistently. And that's where the business comes into play, right? And what happens then is the reason why they're not doing it consistently is because they are not thinking like business owners and they are not staying true to the purpose of their business. If you are staying true to the purpose of the business, every day before they get out of bed, they would look at what they have to do for the day, and if what they have to do for the day is not going to serve the purpose of their business and get them to the point where they're going to make 500 euros a day, they would simply say no. So in a lot of instances, the reason why the guys aren't making 500 euros a day is not due to them sitting at home twiddling their thumbs or acting a maggot or anything like that at all whatsoever. The real difficulty as to why they're not getting it is that they're not getting their 500 a day, is that they are doing too many different things. So this is just, I'm basically going through, I know this stuff off by heart. This is my manuscript here, right? I know this stuff off by heart. I lived it for 10 years myself. I've been teaching it for the last 3.5 years. I've took it out of my head into the book into a manuscript here over the last couple of weeks, right? This is what you need to do. And if you know me or you follow the work that I do, you'll know that I'm a reasonably successful property investor. And I could only get to this point because I managed to get my business working for me. I could only spend a couple of weeks here locking myself away from work and family because I've got my act together back home, right? So, this is just one part of what we will be covering in the Tradesman Survival Guide. If you want to pre-order a copy of your Tradesman Survival Guide, go to my website. It's joedoyle.ie/TSG. joedoyle.ie/TSG. I want this book to be absolutely on every tradesman's dashboard in the country. I'm going to make it with the most robust, strongest copy. Like the other way you get the books with the strongest cover, with the metal pieces on the corner. We're gonna have this thing solid. That's going to be put on the dashboard of the van. That's going to be there anytime you guys run into trouble. And I want to be here. I want to help you because I know what you can do in the building game. I also know that the building game is an absolute nightmare of a game to get paid. I know it's a nightmare of a game for things to go wrong. We've all been there. We all know the story, right? But the first thing, and this is the reason why this is chapter 1 of the book, is what is the purpose of your business? Is you will only be able to succeed in business and achieve the goal and the vision of your business if you're willing to stick to the purpose. So when people are saying, will you do this, will you do that? If it's not going to get you to where you want to be, you're going to have to say no. And the most difficult thing many tradesmen have, in my opinion, is the ability, they lack the ability to say no, particularly if they're talking with people who have been giving them work for a long, long time. And I'm not saying we leave people high and dry, but what we do need to do is we need to get ourselves set up in the manner that when we leave our house every day, we hit our goal. And if you don't have a goal for your business, it's to make 500 euros clear profit a day. Like if you're a tradesman, you're a carpenter, you're a plumber, you're a plasterer, you're a bricklayer, whatever the case may be, and let's just say that the going rate is, I don't know, 200 quid a day, right? Well, we would like to think that you're a little bit better than the average guy, so you should be able to command 250. Yeah, so you on your own, you can go out and make 250 quid a day. Okay, so we need you to now double that plus your wages, and you're now not selling your own manpower only, you're selling the manpower of yourself plus your team. And if you find yourself that you're in a situation where you can't hit the targets that you need to make, you've got one of two options. Either you extend the workforce, you bring more, here's more drilling in the background, you extend the workforce, you bring in more manpower and you make money on their labour. Or if you can't extend the workforce, you must make more profits off the work that you're currently doing. Now it's very simple on paper to say just keep hiring more men, but look, we know what it's like to hire more men in the construction space. And I've actually got a friend who he's got a couple of businesses and none of them are in the construction space, and he's got a buddy who has a building company, and he was like, I can't believe tradesmen behave like that. He says, I've never seen grown men act like kids. And you know what, as employers, I think we've all been there. We've heard the excuses, we've heard the nonsense, we've heard all the crazy stuff that tradesmen get up to. It seems to be a bit more prevalent in the building space, but who knows. But either way, at the end of the day, we have to go out there, we have to provide for our family, we have to push forward with the business, we have to generate work, we have to make profits. The name of the game here is to make 500 euros clear profit per day. And what I always say to people is, and this is one part of the book, is just a little bit of visualization. And it's not something that I would know a lot about, but I try it all the time. I'm by no means an expert on it, but I do like, I want that, I'm getting that, and then I can make it happen, right? But what I always say to guys is just imagine that it's Christmas morning and you're cooking the dinner. I always seem to cook the dinner in my house on Christmas morning, and my family I'm just modelling this on what goes on in my house. It's Christmas morning, the family leaves because they go out and see the grandparents and all that sort of stuff. I'm in the house and I'm getting stuck into the dinner, right? And I want you to role play with me on this for just a little minute. But before the pots are cooking, the steam in the kitchen, it's quiet in the house, but there's stuff everywhere. The extractor fan is on, the pots are on, they're bubbling. You might have a little bit of music on. And then you just sit at the kitchen table just for literally 5 minutes, because there's lots of people going to be in here and it's going to be rammed. You've got 2 piles of paper in front of you. One is a stack with maybe 20, 30 pages in it, and the other is a stack with 2 pages in it, right? And some smug in-law, right? I've got good in-laws, but some smug in-laws going to come in, how was your year? Because they, maybe they got a new car and they're trying to rub that in your face or whatever, right? This makes no difference, right? But someone's going to ask you, what was your year? And you're going to say, it was amazing. And what does amazing look like to you? And that's what we want to just try and visualize here. Amazing to you, in the absence of a clear vision and in the absence of a plan, I want you to take this on board, please, right? And when you've managed to implement this, come back to me and I'll give you a new vision, right? We're looking at a pile of maybe 20 papers, and what those papers are, they're your bank statements from the company account for the entire year, be it a limited company or sole trader, makes no difference. And we've got all our transactions, again I have to apologise for the noise in the background, and we've got all our transactions on the account. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There's one consistent transaction on this account, and it's just an outward transaction every month for 10 grand, right? And what that is it's 10 grand leaving your current account for the business current account, and it's going into the savings account. And then in this pile of papers that only has 2 pages in it, it's not really a pile, is it? We look at that, and that is your bank statement for the savings account for the business. And in that account there is simply 12 transactions of 10 grand coming over on either the 1st, the 2nd or the 3rd of each month for the savings earned in the month previous. Okay, so we're looking here, we've got this busy account. So normally what happens is we don't recommend you allow the bank balance of your current account to just keep going up, because when you're looking at it, you think you're King Kong, you beat your chest, look at me, I'm a man, look what I've done. We want you to take it off the table all the time. So we keep the bank balance at a certain level, okay? And we take 10 grand a month from that, and we bring it into the savings account, and then you've got 120 grand in your savings account at the end of the year. And then when someone says, how was your year, you're like, boom, smashed it. And that's what smashing it means. So if you're smashing it already, magic stuff. If you don't believe it's possible to do what I've just said to yourself there, I want to just leave you one little comment, and we go into this in a bit more detail in chapter 1 of the Tradesman Survival Guide. The danger is never aiming too high and failing. There's no danger in that. The danger is in aiming too low and succeeding. So just take that on board, guys. The danger is never in aiming too high and failing. The danger is always in aiming too low and succeeding. And if you believe that you cannot set aside 120,000 euros over the course of 12 months, I promise you, here and now, you are falling victim of aiming too low and succeeding. So guys, it's my summary of chapter 1 of the Tradesman Survival Guide. Go to my website, joedoyle.ie/TSG. Pre-order your copy. We'll do an amazing deal for the release date. You will really enjoy it. You will see this book on the dashboard of every tradesman's van in the country, and I want you to have it there as well. Thank you for watching. See you at the top.